Ji, Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you guys are doing good. My name is Yasir Saeed and this is the first video of 2026. A very happy new year. So today's topic is all about the key changes that are taking place for the IELTS exam in 2026 and why now is the best time to choose IELTS over other competitive English language tests compared to PTE, language test and Duolingo English tests. So the main purpose of making this video is that let me sum it up before I go into more details. IELTS has become a bit more structured, a little bit less difficult, and a bit more involving critical thinking when it comes to doing your exam. So now it means that IELTS is a bit more favored for you in 2026. Here are some of the key changes. So I'm going to start off with the listening one. I have them written all over here. So as part one, you know that it could be one word or a two-word answer. Years ago, it used to be 3 words, and then it gone down to 2 words. But now it is only 1 word and or a number, which means it becomes a little bit easier for you to answer the questions because, again, the answer is now just 1 word and or a number. Number 2, the difficulty level, just as I mentioned, has dropped from 3 words to now just 1 word and or a number. Listening part 2. Mostly you get to see a lot of maps. Expect lesser maps in the year 2026. Yes, there will be maps. You are expected to solve different types of maps, have good practice over them. But when it comes to part 2 in 2026, the frequency of those maps will be slightly lesser than before. Maps will be there, but there will be less reliance on it. Moving on to the third part. The MCQs are now short in word count. So based on the recent book, the latest IELTS Cambridge book number 20, which was released last year in 2025, the answers for MCQ options are instead of 5 or 6 words, they're now going to be just 1 word, which means it will take less time for you to study and read all of the options before the recording is played. Again, that's a win-win situation. Moving on to part 4. The listening part 4 is 10 part, and it's a 10 question part, and there is just a monologue. There's just one person delivering the entire lecture, and I don't expect any changes. The test that I've seen is right here with me. मुझे कोई as such कोई खास changes इसमें नजर नहीं आई. I don't see a lot of changes. So expect the listening part 4 to be more or less the same, with the same 1-word answer that has been the norm so far over the last 10-12 years, and that is not expected to change in the entire year of 2026. Moving on to reading. Reading has always been historically one of the most difficult parts that most of my students see. And in all honesty, it's not going to be that much easier, but I will say that the answers are now going to be a bit more structured. So as you know all, that there are 2 types, like type A and then you have type B. So the type A questions are basically those that come in a logical order, in the same order as the passages. So now instead of finding answers from the entire passage, so the answers can now be grouped, which means so if you have 6 or 7 true, false, not given, you will see all of those answers from perhaps 1 or 2 paragraphs. So it's not going to take, it's actually going to take less time for you to find those answers. So even though the academic reading length might be increased or a bit more difficult, dense, the answers are now going to be easier to find than before, which means it's a bit more structured. Another change, the frequency of type A questions is going to be a bit more. So now expect more of questions that are type A, that are in the logical order, and less of type B. Again, a win-win situation. Moving on to writing, which has always been my favorite part. Nothing much has changed. Part 1, part 2, almost the same for general. For academic, part 2, the second task, it's that essay is going to be a bit more critical thinking involved there. So for example, questions like, to what extent do you agree or disagree? Discuss your own views. So you will now be discussing your own views instead of just answering the questions with like state the advantages or disadvantages. And I always have been providing emphasis that please, instead of giving any generic examples, give examples related to your life, from your experiences, from your own personal knowledge. That is the only way to get a good band score. I got an 8.5, and the only reason was that of course, grammar and spelling was there, but I give my personal example as a parent. The topic was on parenting. New topics are being added for writing as well, so expect a lot of diverse topics on current events, politics, maybe artificial intelligence, technology, parenting. All of the topics are going to be just on general day-to-day life. So if you're reading news, if you're watching news, documentaries, if you're watching movies, expect that you'll be able to answer those questions flawlessly. Moving on to the speaking part. Again, it's going to be 3 parts. The structure and format is going to be the same. The timing is going to be the same. New topics have been added, just like in the writing task 2 for academic and general. The cue cards will now have more topics. So expect a range of different topics related to environment, government, politics. You've got technology, artificial intelligence. You could be asked to speak on whether AI is going to be the next big thing, or do you believe that human beings are going to still dominate everything in the field. So these are all of the changes that are going to happen. In a nutshell, that's it. For all of the changes that are taking place in 2026 for the IELTS exam. In a nutshell, I must say that the structure, the format, and the organization of the IELTS test has become slightly more favorable, because there has been a lot of pressure from PTE, Duolingo English test, and language cert, because they have been getting widespread acceptances from all over the world. A lot of universities have started accepting them. Canada has started accepting for immigration purposes all of these tests. So IELTS was finding itself in a difficult position. And I think that's why things have been improving, and the changes are, of course, obviously there for the better. My name is Yasir Saeed. Thank you for watching this video. We are Pakistan's and one of the world's first AI-based IELTS English language testing platform. Our website is IELTSKaro.com. You can find out more details. You can log into our app. We provide live classes, and we're here to help you if you need anything. Thank you, and looking forward to helping you get the desired band score you need in 2026.